I'm here with two of our great friends, partners for the past 3 years, in a cool thing called the Namm celebration. But I'm going to hold that off for the moment.
Yeah, let's keep
because this right now is about our great friends over at Mission Engineering, Paul Shedden, James Lebihan, and Paul is the president, James is CEO, designer, marketing extraordinaire. So
Jack of all trades.
we came to you guys because we started we shared some of your expression pedals on one of our shows when we were a radio network only. But now that we are kind of broadened that out, we've done a few things. You guys have also broadened out. So I'm going to throw this out to James, man. You guys made a few announcements here. I want everyone on Caffeine TV to hear first. Tell us about what is going on right now at Mission Engineering.
All right, I certainly will. So thank you. We had a couple of new product announcements today, so it's always good to come to the show and actually announce something new. And we brought a couple of them with us. So the first one is this product here, which is called the Mission Rangefinder. So a lot of people who use modeling devices of some description or other, right, software-based, whether they exist in a piece of hardware like a Fractal AXFX or a Line 6 Helix or the Kemper Profiler, or whether it's a pure software running on a PC or a Mac, need some sort of amplification in order to be able to get it out to the network. Now, traditionally, that's been either you have to run it through a guitar cabinet, and then you either have guitar cab sounds, or you run it through a specialist full-range monitor. But most people already have guitar cabinets, and they'd really rather use those. So what we did with Rangefinder was we integrated the amp into this head, but it also has a high-frequency driver in it, and a crossover network that takes over control of all of the frequencies and distributes them to your regular guitar cabinet and through an actual speaker that's embedded here in the amp. So you can use this head with any guitar cabinet and it turns it into a full-range monitor. You can plug guitars into it, you can plug acoustic instruments into it, you can plug mics into it, and it will behave just like a full-range monitor, but you only have to use a regular guitar cab.
Wow. So you've been keeping secrets from me, man. Why did you were supposed to let me in on this.
You know, I'm the worst secret keeper in the world. I'm surprised.
But you did a good job though with me. I didn't expect this was coming down.
I impressed myself because I'm sure there were stages where James just didn't want to even tell me about it because it would get out before the day, right? But yeah, it's been under strict embargo. One thing I would add is it's variable amounts of full range. So, you know, and it's all controlled via MIDI, so you can actually control things like the amount of range you add to the cabinet and control the volume from with the feet.
So like a MIDI pedal would be able to control some of the parameters on this?
Yeah, that's right. It has a MIDI interface on it, and all of these, although they look like mechanical controls, are actually all electrified. Yeah. So when you hit a MIDI control, these knobs will spin around. They're all motorized. All these controls are all electromechanical. So it looks and operates like a regular device, right? You can hit the switches like this. You can operate it like a normal cabinet.
It's like a moving fader Neve console, but in the form of an amp.
That's exactly it, right? If you've ever worked with a mixing desk where they have motorized faders, this uses the same concept, but in a guitar amp.
I think everybody here wants to know. Hey, Angel, my good friend over there. They want to know. Let's talk price, man. What the meet street price?
We reckon about $1,500.
Okay.
But for $1,500, you're going to get a 200-watt amplifier. You're going to get a studio quality USB audio interface, so you can just plug your laptop directly into it. MIDI interface, pretty much everything that you're going to need. Just put it on top of any speaker cabinet, and you're good to go. Full-range monitor for use with modelers.
Wow. I'm blown away, guys. I'm blown away. So this is awesome. And when will it be on the market?
We reckon about June. It should be ready by then. Okay. It's pretty close to being done.
Are you taking pre-orders?
Do you want to give me an order right now?
Let's do it, man. I know that Paul, he's running the camera here. He wants to give an order. You know, I'm blown away. This is awesome. But that's not the only thing that you guys have coming.
No, but actually a couple more things about this, because obviously it's a good opportunity to explain what this thing does. Really, you kind of almost need to read up, and we're not going to do it justice.
Yeah.
But for example, when it goes to full range, we deliberately designed it so that it goes beyond where you'd probably use for regular guitar tones. It's a little bit too bright. Deliberately, so that you can plug an acoustic guitar into it and it sounds right with an acoustic, or a model of an acoustic guitar. It needs that extra bit of brightness and detail. say the USB out port on the back, you literally select it just by clicking a switch, and now whatever you play through it, whether you're putting a microphone or a keyboard into it from the back XLR, you can record directly into Pro Tools, Cubase, whatever DAW you're using.
Wow.
So it really is a.
And is it a colored signal, or is it just a straight pass through?
The signal's controlled by the device that you plug into it.
Okay.
So if you're using cabinet simulators, which you would normally expect,
right.
that's what controls what the frequency response is from this device.
Okay.
So it's all whatever the cab sim is that you're using. So use it with a Helix or a Profiler, use it with Pro Tools and cabinet sims that are in there. I'm also planning on later on introducing a version that has its own cab sims embedded.
Wow.
And you'll be able to access those through a firmware upgrade.
Now, you guys have been predominantly electronics. It sounds like you're getting more into the computer end of this. I'm trying to figure out how to differentiate. Electronics and computers are the same thing, but I mean by that is maybe a little bit more analog version of electronics, like cabs and pedals and stuff like that. Are you looking at moving into that arena of software development?
I don't think we're really planning on getting into the digital side in terms of most of the expertise in doing modeling, especially in doing sort of amp modeling and those kind of things, is already out there with those experts, and there's already a good choice of products that you can get from there. But on the back end, where you're trying to amplify the signal, where you need to work with the speaker cabinets to actually deliver that sound pressure level out to an audience or into a recording studio or even into your home where you're just practicing, that's where there's not so much available, and I think that's where our expertise is.
Awesome, awesome. What's next? You got a little goodie in your hand?
Yeah, I'm kind of fiddling this in my hand. I mean, it's not in any way, we haven't put the graphics, etc. on it. That's how hot off the press, so to speak, this thing is. We only literally finished it yesterday before we headed off for the show, actually the day before. Again, we think it's a first. We're pretty certain it's a first. It uses USB-C, and you can take any 5-volt power supply, so that could be a phone charger, that is it can be a port on your computer. Our favourite would be to take a 5-volt battery, and it upscales it and delivers 9 volts and anything round about 3 amps or above. So it'll even drive things like the Line 6 HX Stomp, which is where the idea to develop this thing came from.
Good friends at Line 6 for sure.
So, rather than having a big clunky power supply that you have to find power for it, you Velcro that up underneath your board. We actually have a second version that has tabs where you can permanently attach it if you want. Choose your battery size. I think if you're flying, anything up to 40,000 milliamps, I think is what the regulations are for flying. But certainly something like a 10 or 20,000 milliamp battery will last you hours and hours running a stomp. So it gives you that freedom on stage to put your device where you want. You don't have to worry about mains hum, interference, bad power supply. It gives you the flexibility to say, right, where am I going to put it? And now you have to do is run a cable to front of house or back to your amp, and you're good to go.
So is that a compliment to the battery source you came out with last year, or is it something completely separate?
So it's the same technology, the upscaling from the 5-volt to the 9-volt. So the 529 that's been out for about 6 or 7 months now, that runs on USB-B, I think I've got that right, and goes up to 2.1 amps. It has a 500 milliamp output and 4 150 milliamp outputs, but it doesn't really supply enough power to drive something like the HX Stomp, which can go from anywhere from 1,000 milliamps up to 2.4 amps. So it's quite power hungry. And the original 529, it's not designed to take to provide that.
Well, the limitation is on USB, right? So that's a USB 2 specification, and that's limited. So that means you can power small effects pedals. You can even do things like Eventide H9 or the Strymon pedals from there. But if you're really jumping up to doing things like modelers, like the HX Stomp, right, which is kind of a crossover device, it's not really a pedal, certainly not a rack mount device, so it's something designed to be used like a pedal, but it's really an amp. Now that needs more power, and you can't power that from USB 2. But fortunately, we have USB-C now, and USB-C has a much higher current rating, so we can use that. and that works much better. So that's what this is. So we'll continue to sell both.
It weighs next to nothing.
This is the high current version, so that'll power these real high current devices.
Because it looks like a big metal black.
You think it's going to be heavy, but it's as light as anything,
no,
right?
it's light. Yeah, I'm not going to drop it though. So, street price. What are we looking at? When is it going to launch? I know you just got this off the shelf.
Yeah, literally.
So
yeah, I don't know yet, but it's not going to cost any more than the existing 529. So similar sort of price, about the 140 price range, I should think.
Okay, and that's perfect because I mean, at the end of the day, I think you guys really do a great job at offering super high quality, super high, impact for really good value, and that's going to be a key. And you guys are all about supporting the musicians. And with that said, we saved you guys for last because really, honestly, we've got a big announcement that we're going to be having here. We do it every year, the Namm Celebration Ultimate Gear Giveaway. And I know that we've all been working on it, and we don't even know who's all involved at this point because we've got them all coming in. I know that Sabian's giving away a collection of cymbals, so you're going to get a full set of cymbals. You guys are going to be giving away what for this contest?
Yeah, so I'm not.
I don't know. I don't think we've decided.
I don't think we've actually decided.
Give us some suggestions. Tell us what you'd like us to give away, and we'll see if we
well,
can add it to the giveaway.
If you can make it out of this building,
let us know. Just email us missionengineering.com.
Yeah, I mean, basically, the concept is when.
3 years ago, we started talking about.
3 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, 3 years ago.
So Florentino and I were talking, and we went, do you know what? This entire industry that Namm really represents is here because of people who buy musical equipment and support the industry. You know, and
people are passionate about music,
passionate about gear,
making
and
music, and about the gear that.
and I have history in production, and I'm huge into passionate about music and creativity and stuff. So we wanted to say thank you, really, I guess, for supporting us. So the idea was, well, let's show firstly solidarity that all the big names in musical equipment manufacturing can work together. And we demonstrated that last year. We had 22 of some of the biggest companies in the world, right, all donating gear and working together to say thank you and to give that gear back. This year we want to try and exceed 22 companies, and hopefully we will. We've got companies like Line 6, Dunlop.
Well, there's always Pedal Train. Vestronics, yeah. So
lots of companies involved.
So Sam Systems is coming back with the Integral.
Yeah.
Same thing. We've got the Jam Box over there to the right. I don't know if we can get that. I should grab one of those. Hans, grab one of the Jam Boxes so I can show that. They're going to be giving away a few of those. Actually, we're going to be giving away some of this stuff at the show here too.
Oh, very cool.
At some point. So
very cool.
Go ahead and pass that to. There we go. So this is a lovely piece of gear that I'll open it up. Let's see if I can do that left-handed, right? There we go. I'm super talented this way. Pretty much. It's our harmonica, MIDI harmonica. So along the lines of what you guys are doing, electrifying the organic experience, that's what this is. We'll do this, boom, boom, jam box. There we go. Let me actually turn it up, right side up.
So you can
boom.
read it, yeah.
So we're going to give away one of these in the contest, a couple of these in the contest, plus while we're here at NAMM. So we're going to kick it off by giving away one a day, starting tomorrow.
Cool.
We'll have the URLs up on our Facebook page. So you guys have to go check out either Mission Engineering's Facebook page for the big contest. You'll be able to come onto our Facebook page for the...
I mean, there's multiple ways to enter and get extra entrants. So when you share the competition link or you subscribe to certain channels, you get more entrants into the competition. And depending on how many companies we get involved, or we exceed the 22 we had last year, there'll probably be a series of prizes. So we'll probably be giving away a prize package once a week for like 3 or 4 weeks period after NAMM. Once we know what all those prizes are, we'll try and make it logical, and we'll try to put the prizes together so it makes sense in terms of the bundle of prizes you can win. But that's the initial thinking. It'd be round about 4 separate bundles of prizes from some amazing music manufacturing companies.
So Awesome. Any other last-minute things you'd like to share with the caffeine audience before we sign out for the day?
No, just have a great Namm. Anyone who's here, enjoy yourself and the evenings and the great music.
Yeah.
And love to see you at our booth 4453.
There you go. There you go. Well, this has been the EnterTalk broadcast on caffeine. We thank everybody here who are in the audience, as well as those folks that are watching on caffeine.tv/EnterTalk. And yeah, this has been an awesome first day, and I wouldn't have it any other way to close it out with our good friends over at Mission Engineering. So tune in tomorrow. We're going to be starting off at around 10 o'clock. Bear with us, as this is always a moving target at Namm when it comes down to productions and other fun stuff. So with that said, love you guys. We're out of here.